12 notes for question 424. I walk you through the step-by-step in the calculator verbally, but this is just a tutorial of what you're actually going to see on your calculator when you're following that step-by-step. So again, this is question 424 for exponential regression in the week 12 notes. So following that step-by-step, it says to first press stat. So I'm going to press stat. And then my calculator looks a little bit different than yours. It's the best I can get a video for you for, but you're then going to choose choice 1, which is edit. So again, yours looks a little different, but you press edit and you'll see something that looks like the top of my screen where you see an L1 and L2. Okay, you need to clear those out. So if you have numbers in them, which you probably do, you're going to use your arrows by highlighting over the L1 and the L2, and you're going to press clear, enter. Okay, then same thing, highlight over L2 and hit clear, enter. So you should have two completely cleared out lists. All right, now once you have that, we really are doing steps 2 and 3 together. We cleared out L1 and we cleared out L2. Step 2 says to then enter X values into L1. And step 3 says to then enter your Y values into L2. So if you look at the table provided to you in question 424, your X values are in the top row and your Y values are in the bottom row. So if I have to plug in my X values to L1, I'm going to start by pressing 2, enter, because that's my first X value. Then 4, enter, 8, enter, and so on. Then I'm going to do the same thing with L2 by typing in my Y value. So 44.7, enter, and so on. So if you are not completely plugged in, take a second and just pause it and finish plugging in. But once you come back and you have all of your numbers plugged in, I want to stress to you that your entire answer will be wrong if you don't plug in your numbers exactly how you see them. So even if you just accidentally miss a button, it'll mess up your whole answer. So before you move on to the next step, I recommend that you just check that you've plugged in your numbers correctly. I already double checked mine. They're all plugged in perfectly down to the decimal point. We are all good. So you just double check yours and then we'll move on to step 4. So step 4 says to press stat. So I'm going to press stat again. And remember, yours looks a little bit different than mine, but you're going to hit the right arrow like it says in step 4 to scroll over to calc on that top menu bar. You'll see I'm highlighted over calc now on the top of my bar. And then you're going to go down to choice 0. So scroll down until you see 0 exp reg. So you'll see mine right here, 0 exp reg. You select that. And then depending on your calculator, you just keep pressing enter until you get that final answer. So enter, 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 enter. Some of you only have to press it once. Some of you have to press it like 5 or 6 times. Whatever. You end up plugging it in, hit enter, and then this is the screen that should come up. If you don't have R values, don't worry about that. You're not going to need it for this lesson. But this is the information that you should get, and then everything else that you do from this point on is worked out for you in the notes. So just jump back to that notes video if you needed to use this calculator tutorial. I'm glad you guys jumped to it, and I hope it was helpful. Send me an email if you guys are having any issues and you're not getting these numbers in your calculator.